Devin with Bristol Windows here. This is a Bristol 3 triple pane window. So what we're talking about is going to be what makes a window energy efficient. One of the big ones you run into, and one of the ones that people notice first, is going to be air leakage. It's usually the most obvious, where you got your blinds flowing in the wind or whatever it may be. So how do you make a window energy efficient towards air leakage, right? It's really going to come down to two big things, right? One, the big one is going to be how well you're installing your windows. What we do that you're not going to see with a ton of companies, some people do it, but we don't subcontract, right? So the guys that are coming out are actually our employees. They know exactly what they're doing. They literally go Monday through Friday putting in windows, right? Whereas even some of the best contractors in the States are going to be putting in windows here and there as they're doing other jobs, right? So a lot of repetition, factory trained, know exactly what they're doing, really nothing that we haven't seen, okay? So that's going to get done well. Past that is you're going to run into tolerances. So how well your window is put together. So when you talk about tolerances, the big one is going to be where your sashes meet your master frame. So the sash is going to be the sliding part of your window, right? The part that goes back and forth on a sliding window. And it's going to be fastened into the master frame. And the master frame is going to be fastened into the house. So these points right here, all the way around here, is what you're worried about. So how do we make that energy efficient? So what we do, we kind of cheat the system a little bit. What we do is we actually take our weather stripping. You can see on here, we take our weather stripping, we butt it up against our sash as opposed to smashing it up against the sash inside of here, right? So you get an overlay effect, a little bit more energy efficient that way, but more than anything else, it gives us the opportunity to throw some wind jammers inside of here. So you can see this little U-clip right here. When you shut your window from cleaning it, you can actually hear these things snap into place where they're supposed to be. It's going to be a huge point where you're going to stop airflow from coming through these frames, right? And you can kind of hear it snap. See it snap into place like that, right? So that's a huge, huge point. We stop a lot of airflow. Other than that, we do have completely interlocking meeting rails. And what that means, so these sliding windows, this window usually sits like this and shuts into that window, right? These sliding windows, they lock into each other with interlocks, like so. Ours go from corner to corner. A lot of times you'll see gaps up here with some glued on weather stripping. Huge point once that weather stripping gets smashed down, matted down, for airflow to come through there, right? And that's where you start to see some buildup of dust, moisture, or whatever it may be down here in the frames. So we've solved that, completely interlocking meeting rails, really good sills on our sashes meeting our master frames, and then also we've got good little jams here for our sashes to sit inside of your frame. So you're not going to get airflow coming through here, you're not going to get airflow coming around the outsides of your windows either, because we're going to make sure these things are insulated and sealed properly.